Happy Monday. Hopefully everyone's having a glorious Monday. I don't know if it's because of the Texas heat, lack of sleep, or what, but I have an eye ache. With that being said, I'm going to power through this. Hopefully it won't take too long. As you can see from the title, McCarthy floats impeachment for Attorney General Garland. This is from the Hill.com by Emily Brooks. Speaker Kevin McCarthy, Republican California, floated a possible impeachment inquiry into Attorney General Merrick Garland over the alleged political bias and weaponization of the Department of Justice, with the push to fueled by an IRS whistleblower claims about tax crime investigations into Hunter Biden, the President Biden's son. You know, he speaks nice and calm. I'm talking about Kevin McCarthy. I don't know if he's one of the good ones or he's just another snake. He is from California. But hopefully he takes this seriously and it's not going to be a sham of an impeachment. We need to get the facts and including we need to get to the facts, and that includes reconciling that these clear disparity, the U.S. Attorney David Wise must provide answers to the House Judiciary Committee, McCarthy said in a tweet Sunday. The whistleblower allegations are true. This will be a significant part of the larger impeachment inquiry into Merrick Garland weaponization of the DOJ. Keep in mind that Merrick Garland was Obama's Supreme Court pick. I think Lindsey Graham decided not to bring it up to vote, and then Trump was voted in. Actually, here MacArthur expressed interest in impeaching Garland is notable departure from how he handled calls from the Republicans to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas and President Biden. McCarthy has previously vowed that any impeachment proceeding would not be political, except it would be political just by its own nature. It shouldn't be political, but it becomes political because you got a Republican Speaker of the House impeaching a Democratic picked Attorney General. By default, that becomes political. And said that he would allow committees to investigate before moving forward or moving towards the impeachment. Which is good. You should be investigating. Last week, Republicans on the House Ways and Means Committee released testimony from two IRS whistleblowers, Agent Gary Sharpley and another unnamed agent who were involved in investigating Hunter Biden's taxes. They alleged that prosecutors slow walked the case against Hunter Biden to the point where statutes limitations lapsed so they couldn't charge him. That investigation, led by Delaware U.S. Attorney David Wise, resulted in Hunter Biden reaching a plea deal on 2 counts of willfully failure to pay income and reaching an agreement to enter a pretrial diversion program related to unlawful possession of a weapon. If this was you or me, we would be behind bars. We would have to plead guilty to the maximum charge. DOJ did not immediately respond to requests for comments, but Garland last week shot down the suggestion that Hunter Biden was treated with more leniency due to his relationship to the president. As I said, from the moment of my appointment as Attorney General, I would leave this matter to the hands of the United States Attorney, who was appointed by the previous president and assigned to this matter by the previous administration. That would be given full authority to decide the matter and has decided what was appropriate. and that's what he has done, Garland said. He also defends the integrity of the Justice Department more broadly. Some have chosen to attack the integrity of the Justice Department because we're seeing a two-tier system by claiming that we do not treat cases alike. This constitutes an attack on the institution that is essential to American democracy and is essential to the safety of the American people. Garland said, nothing could be furthest from the truth. Then how come we have rappers, we have athletes, we have actors on similar charges being thrown in prison while he gets to walk free? Let me know. Ask that question or answer that question. Of course, he got this sweetheart deal because he's the president's son and he's currently the president. This is all because of Joe Biden, who's currently being the president of the United States. McCarthy's interest in impeaching Garland also follows the years of GOP claims that the Department of Justice is unfairly targeting conservatives, which was also true under the Obama administration during the IRS scandal, fueled in part by special counsel investigation into former President Trump's campaign and Russian influence in the 2016 election. Republicans set up a select subcommittee of the House Judiciary Committee to probe what they called weaponization of the federal government. Rep. Marjorie Terry Greene filed articles of impeachment against Garland in May. The motion had 6 co-sponsors. Copyright 2023, Nexstar Media Incorporated. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed. Yeah, well, I'm doing that right now. But anyways, I think we're tired of the Clintons. We're tired of the Obamas. We're tired of the Bushes. We're tired of the McCains. We're tired of possibly the Kennedys. To some extent, there's some asterisks there. We're tired of having a government tier punishment and a civilian tier punishment. I'm using the term civilian because that's what we are. We are civilians. We are not part of the echelons of government. If generals and senators and attorney generals and presidents are able to commit crimes without impunity, or with impunity, I don't exactly remember how the word works, but they get off scotch-free. This includes every politician. This includes Chuck Schumer, includes Nadler, includes Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi. Any government that's been in power for over a decade is corrupt. This includes the Bidens. Now, I'm not going to say that Donald Trump is this innocent angel. I'm pretty sure he did some shady things when he was president. But every president has done shady things. But it seems like they want to go after him. They want to go after GOP members. They want to go after the people that don't want porn in schools, or they don't want certain things being taught to schools. They don't want drag story time with kids, and they're being targeted. We are being targeted at the fullest extent of the law while they get to sniff kids and push kids away. It seems like they're immune to the law, and when they say no one's above the law, that comes off as empty because we've seen questionable things from our federal government, also our local government as well, both on the state level and the city level and the county level. But we don't see them being punished to the same extent that us civilians get punished. And I just don't think that's fair, to be honest. I think that there should be some accountability. I think there should be one law. If we break it and they break it, they serve the same term that we serve, regardless if they're members, family members of a political party or political or elected official, I should say. But it seems like there's just this two-tier system that we've been seeing. It used to be the two-tier system is if you're rich, you get off, or rich and white. You tend to get off because you could afford your fancy lawyer. But now it seems like even that fancy lawyer there's a separation between the establishment and the average Joe. Like if you're in political office, it seems like you're immune to certain crimes of corruption. And we see it, don't get me wrong, we see it. And it looks like this happened because from my understanding, I'm going to be quoting the great Robert Barnes. That type of deal that Hunter Biden signed off, if I understand him correctly, there's only 3 people that give Hunter Biden that sweet deal. The Attorney General of the IRS, the Attorney General of the United States, and the President. So it seems like an Attorney General interfered with that. And I know the Hill's not going to completely break down the whole sweetheart deal. And this was mainly into Merrick Garland. Yeah, my understanding, I don't know if this is true. I just heard on Twitter, I think I read a couple of stories that he went after teachers that spoke up on against school board decisions, and he labeled them domestic terrorists. Even though the school boards themselves rescinded that letter, he kept going. Pretty sure there's some Senate hearings on that. So when I say that we dodged a bullet, would I say that Lindsey Graham did us a favor by not putting him on the bench? Because if this is how he's going to act as Attorney General, we definitely didn't want him as Supreme Court Justice. With that being said, hopefully the investigation turns up something. It will either clear his good name, or they're going to find that he's corrupt and they impeach him. And hopefully the investigation is on board. Hopefully most of the politics would be removed from it. And hopefully it's enough evidence to even get the Democrats to say he needs to go. With that being said, that is my video for today. Have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.